It's going somewhere, and it makes it into the elimination system, especially if you work around here. So where does it go? It's not magic. It goes back into your current cycle of fluids getting to your system from cardiovascular and fluids being moved out through your lymphatic system. You have an elimination system to get rid of stuff. It's not like we're changing the way your body works. We're freeing things up. We're moving fluids from one space to the next, and then it still works the way that it's always designed to work. Sometimes it's working again when it didn't work. A system, lymphatics getting crushed, nerves getting pinched. We're freeing those up. So where does it go, the fluid and the fat? It's going to eventually make its way into the systems that take care of it, that resolve it, that process those things. As we find out with the edema and the neuropathy and the fluids that have toxins in there, your body still has to deal with the toxins. If it's a lot of toxins built up over the years, it's going to take you a while to get rid of that. We're not magically converting the toxins into something that is less harmful to your body. We're freeing up the ability for your lymphatic system to pump those toxins through your lymph nodes and deal with it on your own. It's going to come out through the same elimination system that it did before. The question that we get asked, like if you work on this area, how long will it take for that fat to come back? How long does it take for me to drive to McDonald's and eat a Big Mac? That's me, that's my body. My body can't tell me that it's going to deposit it right here. It's not like a memory disk on your computer that decides that now that I've freed up this space, that's exactly where my new fat is going to go. I don't know how your body distributes its fat the way that it needs to. So we get that probably most often with a fat burning session. How long would it take to for that space to gain fat? There's no way to tell. Your body, all the bodies are different on how they're going to get that fat back in the same spot. But mostly what we're reducing is the fluids. We find that most of the fluids are getting there over the things we're eating. Mostly, we're finding mostly it's sugar. For me, it's sugar. For a lot of our clients, it's sugar. So, how often, how soon can or should this be done? When I went through training, my instructor said, you know, you can have too much vibration, that she would say, you know, you wait a month or something like that. The sound healing community does have some things out there where you can have too much vibration. I'm here to tell you based off of our experience that this sort of work, working in the soft tissue, we've worked on people multiple hours a day for many days a week. You are holding a tuning fork in your hand just as long. You're working on multiple people. Yes, there's going to be repetitive stress, but your body can handle vibration. Again, if you come home from work and you get on a riding lawnmower, guess what? It's the same intensity. It's just full body. You sit down with fall asleep with a vibrating pad underneath you. You still got vibration. You get in a car and drive home. That's still vibration. So your body is always has vibration happening to it. With the tuning forks, it's localized. So it's not like your body is, I do not believe that your body is constantly storing vibration to where it's going to release that vibration in some sort of energy burst. I don't feel that way because they're mechanical vibrations. Your body is designed to deal with the vibration as it happens and then do something with it, like change the way that your fascia is currently configured.
I had a client who did a session, a long one, it was like 2 hours, and then she felt the processing continued for a long time after that. She could feel the vibration throughout her body for like 6-7 hours afterwards, and she felt like that was still like moving things. And clearly the mechanical stuff had stopped, but at a cellular level, and she's kind of sensitive anyway, she was feeling that stuff was going on still. Does that make sense to anybody else?
Yeah. Even she was saying she was still vibrating, she couldn't tell if she was still in pain, if she was in pain or not, because her body was vibrating. When are you doing lunch?
Are you ready for lunch?
Yeah, in about 5 minutes.
Okay, then we're gonna do lunch in 30. 5 minutes? Okay. And I've experienced that as well, where you've had a full session, 45-minute session, and even up here. When you get a full session, actually it was almost an hour that she worked on me the first time for the sinus pressure. It does feel like there's a lot of vibration going on. I think that a lot of that has to do with the way that your nerve endings, certain nerve endings have been vibrated so much. I think that is also a lot of things going on with, and your cells are still communicating with each other. And since your cells work with a physical part of it, of each other, whatever is happening in the fascia, your cells are also getting that transduction right into the center of the cell. So that makes sense that there is, it does kind of feel like you're still vibrating long after it happens.
I kind of explained, I mean, she asked me why is it still, and I kind of thought maybe it's like that part wasn't working and now it's kind of in and it's sort of starting to come back to life, like it's getting back towards how it should have been, historically, if it had been perfectly functional. So like it was kind of like, now I'm fixed.
I think that's the perfect answer. Yeah. It's hard to say at this point what's happening because what we're working on, it's not necessarily new, but the way that we're doing it, it's new to us. So I don't know if I can even go into a book to find out the answers to that. Is it at an energy level? Is it at a physical level? It feels physical to me. So I don't know if I can answer that question as to why we vibrate as long as we do afterwards. And I don't know that it's necessarily a contraindication to not work on somebody the next day. It depends on what you're working on. If somebody comes in and you work on them for 30 minutes on their lower back and you free it up, they can come back in the next day. We've worked on people for weeks, one day at a time for entire weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, working on the same thing, just trying to figure out what's wrong. And then the person goes out, works on the farm again, and until we actually found out what was wrong with it. That's where we found the Margaret ball on the hip. Worked on everything else and just couldn't figure out the connection. And there's this big old ball of inflammation right there on the hip. And as soon as that released, she's fine after that. So even daily, I don't think it's too bad. If you're moving a lot of fluids though, like in the legs, the extremities, I'd probably wait. Give them a day or two to let the body take those new toxins and deal with it. It does take time for your lymphatic system to move those toxins through.
Who's to say that vibration that we've all experienced after a session, maybe that's how we're supposed to feel. Vibrating,
That's a good point.
yeah, at that level. Just food for thought.
I gotta tell you that living with Bobby Joe is like, I can't even have my hand on her when she falls asleep. She can't have her hand on me when she falls asleep. She turns into a 12-volt battery. As soon as she goes self-conscious, it's like holding onto a battery. There's so much energy coming from her. If her hand is on my arm when she falls asleep, my arm starts twitching. There's so much energy coming from her. It's unreal. Or she doesn't like, not have me have my hand on her or something, but I know when she falls asleep.
until she goes to sleep, then grab some of that energy and like, bring it in.
Yeah. Yeah. Had I just stuck with it and put my hand on her, I'd probably been fine the next morning, you know? Or fried to a crisp, I don't know.
Soak it up.
Yeah.
It's ready.
Okay. All right, so our eating area is here. So if you want to go out there and grab something, we'll come back in here and we'll eat.
Got those flyers?
amazing. I can't believe they're not only teaching us, but feeding us.
Let's see,
I don't know how this works.
Well, I'm certainly glad I didn't wear a white shirt today, because I know where my food will be. Right on the shirt.
So are you both already doing this work?
I am.
I'm not doing, I've messed with it just since I started reading the materials, but after biofield tuning, when I work on people, it's like, I'm not doing biofield, but it's like, I can use this fork for releasing some problems with the muscles. That was before I knew about this,
Okay, you
so,
didn't do the online? Okay.
no.
When I use forks on the body after biofield tuning training, I've had a lot of really good experiences with it, but
Yeah,
to really focus it with this, like up the effectiveness by hundreds of times.
mhm. Well, after biofield, when we go to the body, with the crystal and all that stuff, then it's just like, wait a minute. It seems like this could be utilized in a different manner,
Yeah. Kind of haphazard. I mean, I love working from intuition,
Uh-huh.
but I think the combination of knowledge and skill and intuition is a whole lot better.
Mhm.
So when you were talking about the smells in the beauty salon, my husband at the time would say, well, it smells like money to me.
People have that saying about a lot of things. I used to know a pig farmer that had the same.
My brother was
saying.
I was gonna say exactly that in Iowa. It's like, oh, there's the smell of money.
Mhm.
Not so much right now these days, though.
It's pretty rough for farmers right now.
Yeah, those poor people, my goodness.
That looks like our APC and biofield tuners are in the UK these days.
Yeah, we did the first I was doing the teacher training program as well. We did the first last year.
So what'd you do?
2 more since.
Sorry, I got here.
Did you get through all of them, Derek,
No, I quit.
after San Diego?
Yeah. Just kept adding requirements.
Good.
So you needed to do this much to qualify as a teacher, and then it changed, and then it changed.
Yeah.
So the 4th time it changed, I just said,
No.
and it was not, being candid, this is professional, and it wasn't. Like, there were no manuals, and students didn't get consistent instruction.
Right, yeah.
I struggled with a lot of it.
Yeah, I think you and I struggled with a lot of the same things, so.
Yeah, and there were a lot of ethical concerns from my standpoint. So, yeah, I took it as a difficult decision because I'd invested a lot of time and money, travelled all over to assisting classes, and
So you were most of the way through becoming a trainer?
yeah,
That's where Derek and I met originally, was teacher training.
yeah. But the pay structure was the biggest issue from my standpoint. So if I organised a course, if I set it up, found a venue, got all the students, managed all the administration, I would get 20% and Eileen would get 80%.
Oh, my.
She collected all the payment through the course organisation.
For teaching a seminar, like the,
Yeah. I said
Like
that's inverted to most structures, right? But, I just was like, no way. You do nothing, you get, like, say I had 10 grand, you get 8 grand, I get 2, and then it's like, no, come on.
Plus you pay for your own hotel.
2,000's a lot for the weekend. I'm
And your
like,
plane fare.
well. 8,000 for doing nothing's a lot too, right?
Yeah.
And she just certified 10 new teachers in the US. She's no longer going to teach any classes and will just be raking in passive income. Smart idea. It was one of my ideas, to be honest, but didn't expect it to be quite as brutal in the payment sharing.
Andrew, I was at an aromatherapy training a few months ago with a lot of people who had studied chronic healing. In fact, most of them were teachers. And I overheard a conversation between two of them about surgeons and carpal tunnel. So I just went over and said, are you thinking of surgery for your carpal tunnel? She said, yeah. And I said, I have something that might help you. She said, really? I said, have you got a minute? 10 minutes. This woman hadn't slept through the night in 4 years because her wrist hurt, and it was done in 10 minutes. So it got everybody's attention really fast. The guy who was teaching is an amazing healer. And he had fallen on his shoulder. He was teaching in Fairfield, Iowa. And he was carrying a 50-pound bag of salt on one shoulder, and he slipped on the ice and fell, and it just kind of
Who was
dislocated
that?
his shoulder. Who is it?
From
Greg
Fairfield.
Toast. And so somebody asked him, had he brought some product, and he said no, he wasn't able to pack them because his shoulder was still messed up. And I said, it's still messed up now? And he said, yep. And I said, how far can you lift your arm? And he says like this. I said, have you got a minute? Well, it took 2 placements of the fork, and he touches his elbow to his ear, because you are my new best friend. So I figured just saying, you overhear something and you say, can I try something? I think it might be
I
help.
had a similar, there were some musicians we were talking, I was in a coffee shop, and they were talking about, like, one was a cellist and how much pain she was in from being in this position for so long. And
Oh, wow.
so I got on my fork and helped her, and then, so now I've got this steady flow of, she's in the Philharmonic, you know, so of all these people coming in. Just like, listen.
I had the same experience at Kirtan one night when I'm watching one of the guest artists, and it's like, this guy is hurting, you know, and I couldn't even mess around with Kirtan because I'm going,
And I
Thank you.
will get used to those stairs eventually. You're welcome.
and same thing, I went up to him afterwards and I said,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
would you have,
There's
would
some
you have
hot
a
sauce
minute?
if
Can I
anybody
help
wants
you
any.
with that?
Some hot taco sauce.
That's all it took, so.
You always have your fork in your back pocket, right?
I carry it pretty much when I'm out, certainly when I go to a training.
Bobby Joe carries him in a purse now. We usually carry him in a red bag, but she now she just carries him in a purse.